What's happening? I'm Msfs, and today, or tonight, I'm not really sure, something like that, we're up in Alaska. We're gonna fly over to, I think it's called YANERT Glacier? Something like that, you know. We're gonna go check it out. Go for a fun scenic flight, see what it's like up here. Let's get to the inside. We're gonna go down towards the end of the runway down there. We're gonna turn around. Then we'll accelerate down through here. And then we'll get up in the air. Head out that way. That seems like gonna be the plan. This is our plane. The dependable Cessna. We use this plane quite a bit. It's pretty fun. We are running live weather, and we're currently live online with other players. So every now and then you could see a plane on this trip. Any other plane you see is another person flying. We are on the West Coast server right now. And we're out in Alaska, so just look for Msfs AZ. You should be able to find us there. We'll get to the inside. Brakes off. We'll head down towards the other side of the runway. We'll get ready to go see the glacier. While I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the chat so make sure I can see everything. Bring up the throttles a little bit so we can get rolling. There we go. Doesn't take a whole lot. We'll go down here and get turned around. Should be plenty enough room to get the bird spun around. Brakes work. Hostway says, perfect, right when I was going to hop in its ATS. What's happening? Were you driving to an ATS tonight? Got to Tundra in the chat with LOL. Oh boy, Sim, what are you doing up this late? Good to see you, man. What's happening? We're up in Alaska. Get the brake on for now. Take it to the plane. We're gonna go fly over and see the glacier. Then make us a little landing there somewhere on the other side of the glacier. I don't know if I'll need de-icer on this trip, but I might. Josue says, I'm doing some cattle hauling in a while. I haven't done some cattle hauling in a while. I might have to do that. It's a good idea. I'm going to go ahead and get the flaps down. As you can see, we are surrounded by mountains everywhere. We're going to accelerate down the runway. Then we're going to make a turn towards the right. We're going to head back that direction. That's the plan anyway. The Thunder says, oh man, I'm going to have to fire up my PC. ATS sounds pretty good right now. Hey, you know what? That sounds like a pretty good idea. I think you all should grab some ATS, Go driving, go flying. We'll talk, see what's happening throughout the night. Josue says HS is always a vibe. That's true. It is. I enjoyed that the CFI rig we took out earlier. I thought that was pretty fun. It's pretty neat there. It's a good looking rig. Hey, you know what? And shout out to y'all. Y'all made it fun. And to Tundra, it's good to see you. Hope all is well. Brakes are off. I'm going to accelerate and get up to speed here. Engine's up. Brakes off. And we're rolling. This runway's got some elevation changes to it. Okay, airspeed's looking good. I'm not a pilot, but let's see if we can get out of here. We're full power. And we're up. Okay. Wow, look at that climb. We're gonna keep climbing right here where we're at. We're gonna make a turn here towards the left here very soon. Get my camera view back. All's looking good here. I'm gonna maintain the climb. Let's check out the windows here. Make sure you stay buckled. Let's check the other side. We're all good. Let's go to the outside. Flaps up. Getting a little bit of wind there. That's alright. We're going to still maintain that climb. No problem. Easy. There we go. Still feeling a little heavy on the plane. Helen says, our dogs say hello. They do. Let's get to the inside. We are a pet-friendly flight. As always, talking about Tucker, Max, Sarah, and we call her Tongues. She always licks everything. All right, everybody, we are flying. Let's go ahead and make our turn here. Welcome to beautiful Alaska. Should be a fun scenic flight. Make our turn here. Check our airspeed. Everything's looking good. We are well on our way. Hey, I'm glad y'all are making new friends in the chat. That's what it's about, making new friends, hanging out. Everybody's playing games right now, enjoying the company. That's what makes it fun, you know? Well, we left. Our airport is behind those mountains over there. Helen says, Alaska means the Great Land. Okay. It's fantastic to know. Once again, make sure to hit that like button on whichever social media platform you're watching on tonight. That'll help us make new friends. And the more friends we can make leads to the more friends that we just have. Can't go wrong with that. I'm excited to go see the Glacier. Hopefully I can find it. It's a point of interest here in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I don't have the viewpoints turned on to where it, has the, the name above it. Ellen says the state sport of Alaska is dog mushing. This is once the primary mode of transportation in most of Alaska. We watched a movie. What was that about the other day, a while back? Forgot what the name of that movie was now. Which, of course, I'm always forgetting things. So far, we're floating along pretty good. I don't see any ice on the windshield. I don't know what the temperature was of the airport we left from or where it is right now. You might be able to tell on the plane here somewhere. I have no idea because I'm not a pilot. But I'll figure all that out eventually. Going to take us to the outside again. We'll look to the right. The Grand Caravan, the Cessna. The Cessna? Cessna. This is a fun plane. I guess we could call it a Cessna, but that's not right. I've got it simulated with quite a bit of weight on here, so it's a little heavy. And like I said, we are online. We could see other planes fly around or anything like that at any time. The Tundra says, LOL. Yeah, teach me something and I'll learn from sim flying. I love it. She does really good. She is fantastic throwing in those little fun facts. Whoa, I'm hitting the buttons left and right over here. Let me try it again. There we go. Now we got it going. Welcome to Sim Famous Airlines, where we get you there sometimes. Alaska's looking beautiful this trip. Oh yeah, the Togo movie. That's what we watched. I remember now. Let's get back to the inside. Go ahead and make a turn over here. You can see the green starting to turn to white. We're going to be over the glaciers here before we know it. I'm keeping my eye out if I see any other planes flying around. Just slowly looking around, taking in all the views. The Tundra says, little fact, I'm always trying to move to Alaska. I think living by yourself is really living, but that's my opinion. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I think Alaska could be fun. We got Joseph in the chat. Says, hello, how are you? What's happening, Joseph? How you doing? We're flying over Alaska. Gonna go check out the glaciers. Doing a quick trip out here in the Cessna. Figured we get out here and do a nice little, quick little tourist trip, you know? See what it's like. Pretend that we're doing a tourist flight up in Alaska. Joseph says, I'm good. That is so beautiful. I tell you what, Microsoft Flight Simulator, they're doing amazing things. And I'm not able to show the graphics at the best they could be because of the limitations of ooh, I'm getting some turbulence right through here. More turbulence. That's okay. I'm fighting it. We got it. But I'm trying my best to show it the best I can with the system that I have, which is a good system. Nothing wrong with it. But you can fly anywhere in the world here in Microsoft Flight Simulator in real time. We're about to fly over the glacier and check it out. More turbulence. If you want to look up YANERT Glacier, that's where we're flying to. We're doing some sightseeing over it. Turbulence is really, really getting us. Tatundra says, in the fact there will be dark for a month afterwards, so you better have your food ready. This is true. Well, we're starting to get pretty committed. We're going to be over those snow-covered mountains and glaciers here before we know it. Pull the throttle back. I'm going to keep an eye on the windshield and the wings in case we need to get on the de-icer. Take you out to the passenger window here. Let you enjoy the view for a second here. If you ever got to do any flying, you know, one of the things is sitting and looking out the window can be quite relaxing, you know. You get to see what the world looks like. And so right now, you sit back, relax, and welcome to Sim Famous Air, where we get you there sometimes. Let's take you over to the other seat. Grab a drink. So, if you're playing ATS tonight, what are you driving? What's your truck of choice? And as always in the chat, I encourage you all to get to know each other, talk amongst each other, have fun. I'm going to try to keep the show going and Keep an eye out on some views. Make sure I always know what we're looking at and looking for. I'll make a turn to the left here so we stay right on course. In just a few minutes, we'll be flying over YANERT Glacier. The Tundra says, man, Sim and Helen, I feel like every time I watch, there's just more and more great people joining, and I hope I'm sharing enough. Hey, I appreciate that. The other day, you know, we had 15 people in the live. That was pretty neat. You know, and it's kind of fun, you know, like I've spent many a days doing streams just talking to myself, no one. And then the Tundra started showing up, some other folks started showing up, and boom, it's just I don't know what's going on. I think some of y'all are going to the wrong channel by accident, but I appreciate it. I'm going to be directly over the glacier here just in a little bit. Plane's running good. I'm going to pull the throttle back a little bit more here. Now, I don't know what the airport's going to look like that we're landing at. I have no clue. Look how, if you look at the front and nose of the plane there, how we're just cruising over the top of these mountains. That is fantastic. Hey, Joseph, thanks for sending 99 stars on Facebook. That really helps out a lot. Thank you. Appreciate that. We'll go to the outside. We'll give Joseph the wing hello for that. Back to the inside before we wreck. Now, if I'm not mistaken, over towards the right over through here, this is going to be our glacier area that we're looking for and we're flying over. Let's take everybody to the outside. So we can just take a look at everything here as we cruise along. Like I said, welcome to Alaska. Jose says, Sim famous, you're just too awesome. I think it's the beard. 100% attracts people like a magnet. You know, it could be. I have no idea, but whatever it is, I think it's awesome. You know, it could just be the fact that we all just like having fun, you know. Welcome to Alaska. We're flying over YANERT Glacier. Can't talk. But y'all know that. Hopefully everything is looking good. I don't think the wings are freezing over yet. I think we're still good. The Tundra says, hey Sim, I do what anybody would do as a poor person can. Hey, no worries. We get to the inside. We're gonna need to make a turn here so we don't run into that. Do some sightseeing here. Fly around, check it out, and then we'll get back on course and head over to the airport that we're landing at. like to take you on some scenic tours here. Show you what Microsoft Flight Simulator can do. Because we're seeing it for the first time too. Better get back in the front seat so I can see where we're going. Alright, we go full power. I'm gonna make a climb up out of here a little bit. Jose says, all that snow makes me want to break out my snowboard. Man, could you imagine? I bet out through here you could have a blast. The walk up's terrible, but the ride down would be fantastic. You know what I mean? We're going to continue our climb up out of here. Then we're going to bank over to the right. Make sure we clear these mountains. Take you on a scenic tour. Showing you Alaska in the way you maybe have never seen Alaska before. I'm going to take you right over through here. Hopefully the wind doesn't catch us, but that's what we're known for. Jose says, no need to worry about the walk, I'll just have you fly me out there. Hey, there you go. Flights are cheap too. Look at that view. Flying right over top of these snow-covered mountains. That was pretty fun. Getting a chance to see that glacier up close and personal. I'm going to grab some altitude before we head back to the airport. Wow, look over through there. Just absolutely fantastic. Don't see any icing yet. Still look pretty good there. We're getting close to being about 10,000 feet. The turner says, oh Sim, what do you all have planned for the 4th, man? You know what? I think we're just hanging out here at the house. Gonna watch maybe some fireworks on TV. Something like that maybe. Look at the elevation changes from here to over there. Wow. I'm definitely going to be streaming on the 4th, so if anybody's home or out and you get a chance to watch, we'll be streaming something. I don't know what yet. Lynn says, I am back. Ellen says, Alaska is seismically active. I hope we don't get a earthquake while we're here flying. I did see in the marketplace you can purchase, I think it's for 12 or 13 bucks. You can have like hurricanes and active weather like that. I thought that was pretty neat. And welcome back, Lynn, by the way. Helen says most U.S. glaciers are in Alaska. Alright, we just got over 10,000 feet. We're going to make our way back towards the sunlight. Should be a pretty beautiful view as we make a turn to go back towards the airport. I think it'll be about a 20-minute flight back to the airport, give or take. Maybe a little longer. If you look just off the nose of the plane, we're going to have a beautiful view into that sun here just in a minute. As we continue to make our climb up into the sky. I tell you what, it is amazing what they're doing with these simulations these days. I'm able to be up here in the plane just flying around, looking at all this beauty, talking to all y'all hanging out. And I got my favorite penguin back here. She's giving us all these fun facts, watching us fly. Look at that view, everybody. And it's nighttime, if I'm not mistaken. I am running live time here in the game, so this should be what it looks like in Alaska, in this area, right now, give or take. Lynn says, I've been to Alaska, but unfortunately it wasn't a pleasant experience due to the fact that I'd been rescued after being lost for 49 hours. Now that sounds like quite the trip. Definitely glad you got rescued. That is for sure. Let's take a look at our GPS here. Okay, so we came over here. We left from airport PAIN. You can check that out. That'll tell you the airport code. That'll let you know where we left from. We came over and saw YANERT Glacier. And then we're going to make a right, and we're going to head over to airport 45AK. And that's where we're going to be landed. But we've still got quite a ways to go. So we're going to make our turn and get headed that way now. And we're going to see what else some of Alaska looks like tonight. We've got Mr. X in the chat with hi. Mr. X is in Japan, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, we need to pull back the throttle some more here. And then we're going to be on course here just any second. Well, that was a pretty fun trip over there. Well, I'm definitely glad that you found that, Lynn. That is fantastic. Alright, we're going to continue making a turn to the right here, and that'll get us on course for our destination. Michael has liked on Facebook. Thanks, Michael. Appreciate that. Shout out to Michael. You doing some flying tonight, Michael, or were you doing some trucking? We're over in Alaska checking it out. Just went over some glaciers. Talking with everybody hanging out. Helen in the chat says, is that Purdue Bay? I don't know if I'm saying that right. In North America, is North America's largest oil field. It is located on the state's northern coast. The Trans-Alaska Pipeline stretches more than 800 miles. Okay. I wonder if that's simulated on the game. We could fly the pipeline one day. How is Mr. X in Japan doing? I don't know what the airport looks like where we're landing at. Never been there. I didn't know what the one looked like that we left from. But that's what I love about this simulator. Right now we're cruising at just about 10,000 feet. 142 knots, give or take. We're going to take a look on the outside. So sometimes when I'm doing this flight, you'll always have some interesting facts in there. If Helen is here, she'll be sharing some facts and things about the places that we're flying from and to when she gets a chance, and she wants to do that, of course. It's not a have to do thing. Kind of makes it fun to kind of learn about the places you're pretending to fly to. So far, so good. We got a chance to check out those glaciers. Another point of interest here in Microsoft Flight Simulator. And once again, thanks to Joseph for sending those stars. Really, truly appreciate that. If you do want to support the channel, the only way you can do that on YouTube right now is through PayPal until we get the Super Chats enabled. So, but the link is down in the description if you want to do that. On Facebook, you can do that with stars. We're monetized on Facebook, so that means you're able to have a safe and secure way to do that over there if you want to do something like that. It's never a required thing, just something if you want, you can. I can see how we're changing from like the snow over to back to the green. That's pretty fantastic to see that. For a little while, when donations come in, we'll be using those to upgrade things in the channel. Like I'd be able to, you know, be able to look around, maybe get a better mouse instead of the $8 one. That doesn't track very well, but we're getting it done. A little bit at a time. Look at that. So one of the cool things I like about this is I could just go to the left and just keep flying. Helen says the Northern Lights can also be seen in Alaska. I wonder if we can see that in the game. I need to look that up and see. Tatundra says, LOL, these is why I miss these streams. I meet great people and get great knowledge at the same time. The best part is when Sim messes up, but I'm not trying to say anything bad. I mess up all the time. You know, you got to make it fun. The thing is you all want me to put letters into words to make sentences, and I don't know what, that's a lot. On a Saturday? I mean, I'm flying here. I'm flying. Wow, look at all that ice. That looks just cold. Let's get back to the inside. Starting to drift off course here a little bit. Gonna make a turn over here towards the right, get back on course. Let the plane do its thing, and then we got to find the airport, see what that looks like. Go ahead and bring the throttle back a little bit. Helen says Kodak bears can weigh 1,500 pounds. They can be 10 feet tall, standing on their hind legs. Oh, wow. Moose can grow up to 1,600 pounds, and their antlers may span up to 6 feet wide. I would hate to run into that. That just doesn't sound fun. That's why I'm going to stay up here and fly in Microsoft Flight Simulator. And we're going to start a little bit of a descent here, start slowly working our way down. We're down about 7,000 feet now. We'll keep our eyes open for an airport. Once we get safely landed at the airport, and I say hopefully, because one, I don't know if we'll land. Two, don't know if I'll be able to find the airport. But if all that comes together, then that'll be where we'll be ending this stream for tonight. Well, we still got a ways to go. We've still got some time to get there. So Hostway says, man, I'm so glad we don't have Kodiak bears here in California. I'll stick to dealing with black bears. But here in Arizona, we walk outside, you just never know what's going to be out there. It could be some sort of wild cat and mountain lion thing, or scorpions, some sort of weird, crazy spiders. You just never know what's going to be outside. I vote we'll just all stay in the house and just not go out there. It already sounds scary. Go ahead and pull back the throttle some more here as we make our way on down. Once again, thanks for everybody hanging out with me as I take another trip here and go sightseeing, looking around. I really truly appreciate it. Let's see here. Speed looks good. Descent looks fantastic. I see we got some fish talk going on in the chat. I haven't been fishing for a long time. Like a long time. I don't even remember the last time I went fishing. I think the last time I went fishing, I probably went fishing on Red Dead Redemption or something on a video game. Hostway says, man, I love fishing. Lynn says, compared to a Kodiak bear, a mountain grizzly bear is more aggressive than all the other subspecies of the grizzly bear. Hey, I did not know that. So Yeah, I've done some fishing. Even been out on a boat a few times, which was fun. Even drove a boat. Had a job one time working on a marina for a little bit when I was much younger. That was fun. Mumble in the chat says, "Hey fella, what's happening, Mumble? How are you today?" Tell everybody over there I said hello. We just went flew over Alaska there and saw some glaciers. Now we're trying to get our eyes on the airport here, find a place to land. Lynn says, "I love eating fish, but I don't catch it, just buy it from the store." I haven't had any like fresh fish, like where you catch it, fix it yourself in a very long time. But I do like to get fish from the store too. Mobile says, "I will do. Just woke up and putting my T-Rex skull together." Nice. How many parts has that got? We're gonna keep our eyes open. We should have an airport. Looks like gonna be off to our left over here somewhere. So keep our eyes open for that. We'll fly around. I'm sure we'll find it. Josue says, "The happiest days of boat ownership is the day you buy and the day you sell." That's a fun fact, huh? Ellen says, "The lynx is the only cat native to Alaska." I did not know that. Mumbles, pieces of the skull says, "Just the 4. Skull, jaw, and 2 parts for the stand. Waiting for the stand to print out, though." Nice. Did you get the other thing that you were printing? Was that the skull too that you were talking about, or was there? No, there was a plane that you had printed, right? Did you get a chance to get that done? I think I got the runway out in the distance there. Cruising about 3,000 feet, so we're just going to be flying. I'll go to the outside. We are out here in Alaska having a blast. Mobile says, "No, it failed to print and wouldn't work." Oh, sorry to hear that. All right. Let me go back to the outside here. I think I got something in my view. Now, there appears to be, I just noticed something. Some kind of houses and something right over there. That's pretty cool. And then now we got to keep our eyes open for a runway. Which I believe to be probably right off to our left-hand side. Okay, we seem to be in the right place. Looks like I don't know if this is a racetrack that we have over here towards the right. I'm not sure what that is exactly. Well, we've got the runway right over here to the right-hand side. It's just a small concrete runway. I'm going to make a turn, and we're going to get on the ground here before too much longer. We'll grab some altitude. Check out the view. Tunner says, I have a deep water fishing pole, but never have used it. I understand. Lynn says it's nearly midnight here in the Golden State. Hey, happy midnight. So it's almost 2 a.m. Where the Tunder's at. Helen says the fastest direct flight from Alaska to South Korea is 7 hours and 27 minutes. We'll have to do that sometime here in the simulator. Check that out. I bet that would be fun. I'm going to make a turn to the left here, and we'll get ready to get us on the runway here before too much longer. Just taking a scenic view, checking out things while we're here. Enjoying the chat with everybody. Seeing more of Alaska before we get on the ground. Tundra says, hey Sim and Helen, how hot is it where you're at? I'm sitting at about 105 in the day. Oh, you asked the right question then. She'll let you know. She was just watching the temperatures a while ago. She was checking out the news. Lynn said, I meant it's nearly 12 a.m. in California since I am on vacation. Oh, okay. Well, happy vacation. Look at all those trees. Fantastic. Let's grab some altitude here. Take another look at beautiful Alaska before we get on the ground. Take you to the outside. Check out that beautiful sun. Nothing like flying around at nighttime in the middle of the day. You know what I mean? What can you say? Make a turn to the right here. We check out some of these fields, and then we're going to get turned and get down there on the runway, which you see off to the front of our plane. Go to the top view. You can see all those trees we're flying over. Beautiful gravel roads. Like I said, we'll go out this way, grab a little bit more altitude, check out beautiful Alaska one more time. Then I'm gonna get us on the ground. There's our airport down there. We're going to be landing at that here very shortly. But let's show you a little bit more of Alaska before we go. Change the view. And we grab this view here. See for miles. It's just breathtaking what they're doing in the simulators, you know. And one thing I love about it is we can fly anywhere, and every day, every trip can just be a new adventure. And you can pick any airport, any small airport, big airport, and just because there's literally thousands and thousands and thousands of them, you can just pick one and fly to it. It could be a short trip, long trip, and it's going to be a different experience no matter what you do. That's one of the things I find fascinating about this particular simulator, you know. Helen says it's monsoon season here in Arizona. Thunder says at 110, businesses start shutting down. Where I'm at, people don't like the heat. I understand that. Arizona's fun. It's got a lot of fantastic things. I did the flight here in Microsoft Flight Simulator from Phoenix, Arizona to Sedona, Arizona. That's a real fun, that's a beautiful flight too. Now we're gonna make a turn over towards the right here. And then we'll start getting lined up for our runway and make our descent over. But right now we're just enjoying these beautiful views. Once again, everybody, welcome to beautiful Alaska. Thanks for flying with Sim Famous Air, where we get you there sometimes. Most of the time. Oh, you fly free every 5th Thursday of the month in February. Just so we're clear. Get our view over here. Go ahead and pull the throttle back. Let the airplane start doing its thing naturally. It'll get us on the ground if it needs to. Helen says snacks. We definitely need some snacks on the flight. Lynn says, Sim, what is your thoughts on roller coasters themselves? I haven't been on a roller coaster for years, but they seem like some of the new ones seem to be pretty intense. How about yourself? I have watched some YouTube videos. There's some people that have like some GoPro style videos where they go and grab some flaps here, where they do the roller coaster ride and they got the GoPros and stuff strapped on their head, and that seems pretty neat. You know, that they do that type of stuff. Pull the throttle back just a little bit more. Easy. I figured I'd come take a look. We got a grass field here. Should be fairly easy to get down onto if we want to. So I figured I'd take a look at it. Seems fairly easy enough. We should be able to drop down on that. If that's the one we want to go for. And then we do have another spot that we can land. We'll go check that out real quick too. There's a few spots over here that we can land at. I noticed when I looked on the map that there was a few different selections. There's a grass field, kind of a dirt field, and then there was one that was like a concrete field, and then a closed field. Let's see. Let's go ahead and pull the throttle back. I'm going to make a slight turn to the right here. And I think I'll go ahead and put us on the concrete field, which is going to be off to our nose here. All right. Try to get the flaps set. And if we come in a little hot, we'll go for a go around. But I think we're going to be okay. But hey, I'm not a pilot. You know what I mean? We got the sun right there in our eyes. Floating on around, floating on around. Easy. Okay. Let's see if we can get turned here just a little bit. All right. Welcome to Alaska, everybody. Easy. There we go. Now let's get it stopped. Let's get it stopped. And just like that, we're down. Now we'll get spun around here. Head back down here to the shop, get parked up. Hey, well, everybody, just like that, we got to fly in Alaska, see some glaciers, hang out and chat. Helen says, one more live stream. It's like being in the bands. I tell you what we can do. We grab the brakes. I do see another airport not far from here. If y'all want, I could fly from here to there. Totally up to you. You let me know. If not, that's where we'll end the stream. If you guys want to go from this airport up to the next one, let me know and I'll take off. Helen says yes. Encore, she says. Well, we should have enough space to take off from here. So Turner says, come on, Sim, let's do it, brother. I love actually being part of the live stream. Jose says, encore, encore. All right, well, sounds like we're going to do it then. So let me show you what I'm talking about then. Since we're right here, there appears to be another airport right there. Let's see. Not sure how far that is. So we could fly from here and go see what that is. These are probably two water airports, but let's go see if we can get down maybe over there. Or maybe we'll just find a random airport. Let's see what we got in fuel. Yeah, we're good on fuel. Tell you what, let me go ahead and get powered up, flaps down. Now let's get out of here. You guys get your drink. Oh. And we're going to be committed. Once again, thanks for flying Sim Famous Air, where we get you there sometimes. And we're back up. we're gonna turn to the left. We're gonna climb up and because that other airport's not too far away. We're gonna find us another one. Maybe we'll head back. You know what? We could just head back to the original airport. That's a pretty good trip. We might even see a new one on the way. Maybe do a return trip. We haven't done that yet. I haven't, been doing ones where I fly back to the airport we left from. So I guess we could do that. That'll give us a nice little trip back. That way we'll fly into the sun. Check that out. The Tundra says, wait, smoke break. You can smoke on the plane. We'll roll down the window. I won't tell nobody. We're in Alaska. Nobody's going to know. All right, flaps up. And then back to the pilot seat. Get the last set of flaps. And we are on our way. Haha. And just like that. Helen says, can't wait for flying to South Korea or to Chile. Oh, that's going to be fun. Get some empanadas. Hey, thanks for encouraging us to go back out on the flight. I'm glad y'all like hanging out. I appreciate that. Tatundra says, LL, brother, thank you, but I remember you. You're like Bill Gates that can do everything while streaming. You know what? There's a lot going on right now when you're streaming that you don't think about, that maybe that when you're the people watching are not familiar with, because one, I am streaming to 4 places at the same time right now. Facebook, Twitch, Trovo, and YouTube. So which means I have to have 4 of those places open and manage that, because sometimes you get like fake spam accounts that come in and put like links that you don't want on your stuff, or scam accounts and things, so I have to monitor that. Or if people are saying things that we don't need them to be saying, or just causing trouble, gotta manage that. Hey, we got windmills over to the right. See if I can get your eyes on those. Check those out. Couple windmills while we're floating along in here in Alaska. We're gonna make our way back over all these glaciers here in a minute too. Helen says kimchi. I had some kimchi the other day. Josue says real pilots have to go through a training where they have to land and take off at 3 different airports in a row, solo, pretty early on in their training. I believe it's 20 hours. That does sound nerve-wracking. I get nervous taking off in a simulator. I couldn't imagine, in real life. There's a lot going on, but like in the simulator here, I'm managing. Well, I'm flying with the joystick, the controller. I'm changing the views like this, trying to make it entertaining, trying to figure out how to do that. Talk, breathe, having a drink every now and then,
And then I'm also looking around too. I'm enjoying the view. I'm sitting here like looking out the window pretending I'm a passenger on the plane, you know. Hey, I love food. We just had some of what we call mama spaghetti. Helen made that. It is fantastic. I would let you all have some, but then I wouldn't have as much, so my hands are tied. Lynn says, by the way, do any of you remember Bob the Builder? I used to watch Bob Builder with my kids when they were younger, so I got some memories of that. We're just floating right along. Let's go back to the front here. Check my altitude. Okay, we're looking pretty good. I think I'm gonna get us on up to about 15,000 feet. Josue says, I was more of a Handy Mandy guy myself. I remember Handy Mandy. We'll watch that, and then Dora the Explorer, SpongeBob. Rugrats movie. Watched all those. I just think we got to fly all back over those mountains that we just flew over. We got to go all back over that again. Helen says Bugs Bunny and Looney Tunes for me. Watch those as well. About 7,500 feet. We're going to go on up to about 15,000 on the flight back. We got the sun off to the right. I'll zoom in so you can see the beautiful view there. See this type of view right here when we're flying along. Like if I was walking through the living room and this was on the TV, I'd be like, man, that's nice. Somebody, they're up there flying in a plane. And then I'd realize, oh, wait a minute, that's not real. And I might not realize it because it looks so realistic right now. Junkyard Wars, yeah. I remember that. Lynn said, I was a baby when it was airing on television, and of course I said Bob as my first word instead of the typical mommy or daddy. Isn't that something? Okay, we're up to about 9,000 feet, getting closer to 10. Tundra says, hey, wait, how are like 5 people watching this, but we only have 2 likes? Maybe they're watching on Facebook. I don't know. But, that's a good point. Let's go ahead and hit that likes. Let's see if we can get 3 or 4 more likes between now and the time we land. It'd be kind of cool. Let's see what happens. Maybe even grab a new subscriber on the way. The thing is, with YouTube and Facebook, you just never know what's going to happen. Hey, we had a like on Facebook just now. Thank you. Helen liked? All right. what's crazy is the higher that we get up here, it feels like the slower you're going, but you're still moving along pretty good. Just crossed over that 10,000 feet. They're going to take it on up to 15,000. We'll get up there and cruise back. She would be she's my wife, so we call her Mom Spaghetti because she's mom of the dogs and whatnot, that type of thing, and mama to the kids here at the house, stepmom to the kids. So that's why we do that. The Tundra says, even if I don't get to watch your vids, I have to like because of this channel. Needs to be seen by more people. Hey, thank you. I mean, I'm going to say selfish and be like, yeah, I agree with you. It needs to be seen by more people. But that's because I want it to be seen by more people. But I really do, and honestly, I really do appreciate that you like hanging out and chatting with me. That really does mean a lot. Because I don't know what I'm doing. But we're doing it. Helen says, I agree. Yes, more people. We're looking to get about 12,000 feet now. We're going on up. Won't take everybody to the outside. So I haven't seen any other players fly by. So as of right now, we've been the only player in this area flying around. But like I said, we are live. Somebody could pop in, they could fly by at any time. I like flying this plane here. It's pretty smooth. They have a liveries pack out where you can change the paint job. Got a bunch of different ones. And then Microsoft Flight Simulator is going to have a new update coming out soon. So I'll be flying a bunch of different planes because there'll be an upgrade for free with that. So that'll be fun. Let's go ahead and bring the nose down here so we can get the speed up a little bit. So Tundra says, I'm telling Helen it's crazy, and I think you have something to do with it. More people watching, especially when you are there to talk to us. Hell, not joking. I like talking. I've always liked that. So when I used to be a musician and I would tour around and play shows, and I'd play guitar for artists and things, I would use that as like, that was my instrument, and people would come up and say, hey, Al, you're a really great guitar player, and they would talk. And so after the show, one of my favorite things to do, was get to talk to the people, not for them to tell me how great I was or how good I was or blah, 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 but just, just to hang out and see the reaction to, them enjoying a fun night, getting away from whatever stresses, whatever things that they were into. Everybody's got a bill they got to worry about or something, But for a few minutes a day, you go watch a show, and 3 or 4 minutes out of that day, it was my job to keep you not thinking about that for a little bit, just enjoying the music and having fun. So now I'm trying to do that playing simulators, because that's something I love to do. And here we are, you know, cruising up here in Alaska at about 14,000 feet. Still going to make our way up on to 15. Lynn says, "Oh, gotcha. When I first mom spaghetti, I have literally mine that. Oh, okay, was my mom. Yeah, no, nope. Helen is a very supportive wife. Supports what I do, whether it's playing music or this. Uh, she's absolutely fantastic. And thanks y'all for making her feel awesome too. I appreciate that. Got a nice little community going here, and hopefully we keep it going. I look forward to being able to get the community page and all that stuff set up to where we can leave messages and things on like that. Until we get that, feel free to leave messages just on the YouTube or any of the links down there below. But you can always just click on the video if you want to holler at me about something. Just leave a comment on the video, and what that will do, that will boost that video and get more people to come look and say hi as well. I think, from what I understand. One thing that I like about playing the simulators is, like, right now, chatting with you all and being here in this plane and flying it, I feel like I'm there. I get immersed into it, so I feel like I'm having a chat with someone. So if I was sitting here in the plane, just flying along, if it was just me by myself, or with people on board, I'd be talking to them, or I want to, and so that's kind of what it feels like here. I feel like I've got passengers, back here with me, which would be you all, and we're just chatting, talking about your day, what you're up to, where you're headed. So that's kind of how I look at it. Or like if I was really a pilot, and I had a GoPro strapped on my head and we're going for a flight. I look at it that way too. Same way with the trucking simulator. I think of it as if I was driving a real truck and I was just shooting a YouTube, video live from driving a real truck. I kind of look at it that way. All right, we're at 15,000 feet now. Should be safe and sound up here above those mountains. So far, it's been a fun trip. We took off from, I think it's called McKinley. I could be wrong. Let me pull up the nav log here. If somebody wants to Google airport code PAIN, that's the airport we took off from. It's in a state park of some sort, I think is what it was at, and I forget off the top of my head right now. So I need to, somebody wants to check and see what that is, and that'll give us some information of where we're headed to. But you don't have to, but you can if you want. Lynn says, "Sim, you and Helen apparently have a great community that somewhat acts like a channel family." Hey, you know what? We are we're building it as we go, and if that's what it goes into, then hey, fantastic. I'd love to have my family be a part of it. It's always good to include them, I think some people who would want to be a streamer or something may think about it as just being themselves doing it, or as I was a guitar player and entertainer that way. It'd be just, you would think about you being the only guitar player or whatever. But hey, it's a family thing. Like I said, pet friendly, family friendly. Just We're just rocking right along, having fun. And you know what a nice way to spend a Saturday and a Sunday. Flying around. I'll definitely do a 4th of July stream. I don't know what I'll be doing yet. You know, so it's kind of hard to say. We're going to make a turn to the left here, and I'm going to take us back over these glaciers. This time we're going over about 15,000 feet. This is a point of interest here in Microsoft Flight Simulator, if you want to come check it out for yourself. You could even go down there and land on it if you wanted to. Josue says, just picked a cheap Yamaha 6-string acoustic. Going to try and learn how to play it, then upgrade to something a little better. Hey, there you go. Tatundra says, Sim, thank you for connecting us. Hey, no problem. Thank you for hanging out. Josue, I used to have a Yamaha 6-string acoustic. I loved that guitar. Thought it was absolutely fantastic. And then I played a Fender acoustic. That Fender, the company gave to me as an endorsement. It was just a cheaper acoustic guitar. I don't think $200 or $300 as far as prices of guitars go. But it was cool that the company gave it to me. You know, I thought that was really quite an honor. Josue says, got it for $75 off Craigslist. Brand new. Guy just didn't want it anymore. Got a stand, strap, and some pics with it. That's a good deal. Here on the YouTube channel, there's a video. I bought a $20 guitar from Goodwill and made a video with it. It's in the playlist, the Sim Famous Plays Guitar videos. $20 over at Goodwill. It's got stickers all over it. Take everybody to the outside. Welcome back to the glaciers. We're making our trip back over them. Nice little flight over the glaciers, checking to see what that's like. We're here about 15,000 feet with everybody hanging out. The Goodwill's got some really good deals, man, sometimes. Tatundra says, wait, what's the best y'all actually like playing with? I know I know to play bass, but the guitar is way harder. You know, I think they're all just as hard equally. Depends on how much you want to dedicate yourself to it, I think. You know, if you want to do it just to be able to play something for your own personal enjoyment, for fun, be like, hey, that sounds kind of like it, you know? Or if you want to be to where you step on stage and somebody says, hey, like, for example, the things that would happen to me, like, I would play with these famous people and we would never do a rehearsal. I would just, like, if their guitar player couldn't make it, they would call me and be like, hey, can you do this show? Here's the set list and here's the day. So I would learn the show and I would show up and play it. But with my job came responsibilities, like the artist would walk up and be like, hey, we're going to start the show with like a drum beat. Can you do something cool on the guitar and get the people like clapping and, you know, all kinds of fun stuff? And I'm like, yeah, sure, man, whatever. And all that stuff is just improvised on the spot. Kind of like what I'm doing here, you know. I don't plan out my streams. The only planning I do is, I think, okay, I want to fly maybe in this area, or I want to fly over in this area. That's pretty much about how it goes. I don't have talking points, so to speak. I guess it'd be good if I did, and I may do that in the future. What I do want to do is learn more, like say about this plane. I want to learn more about like what year it was made, you know, like what was the purpose, things I've talked about like that before. At the Tundra, that's a fair enough point, you know. But you can also do those things with the guitar or with the bass too. Just depends on how you wanna go about doing it. All right, let me check our GPS. Okay, we're still on track. Still just over 15,000 feet, looking safe and sound up here with Sim Famous Air, where we get you there sometimes. Y'all are gonna get tired of hearing that eventually. Flying right over top of the sun, just touching the sun with the wheel of the plane. Let's take a look underneath the plane. We haven't done that yet. Check out the detail, all the rivets and stuff, lines in the tires. I mean, they really put a lot of detail into this stuff. Okay, we'll scroll back out now. And I still got a lot to learn about this simulator, about camera views and how to change things. I still don't even know how to turn on autopilot. I got to hand fly everything because I don't know how to use the autopilot yet. So I'm gonna have to watch some YouTube videos of somebody that I'd probably watch like some Jeff Favignano and see if he's got something or somebody. Hostway says, Sim Famous, do you know of any older version of mods in ATS, like 143 mods, work in newer versions, and especially with this new update? Got lots of 144 mods. But the way that I do it is I just kind of I toss them in and try it. So like the CFI truck and things that I did today, those mods were all for 144, but I was on version 145, and they still work, And some of those mods were from version 143, and they still worked as well. So some of them you just kind of got to try. Some of the truck mods don't work, and some of the map mods don't work. But all the ones that I used in the last trucking videos, they've all worked on the 145. All the mods that I've been using so far. And when it comes to mods, I play the game a little differently. I guess I'm playing it from more of a content creator's point of view. I'm thinking that's the right way to say that. I could be wrong. But sorry, I was looking over there at I thought I saw a plane go by out there in the distance. And then when I thought I saw a plane go by, which it wasn't, it kind of made me lose my train of thought for a minute because, like, what is that, a UFO? you know, but of course, that happens. But what I was saying is, I kind of play it from like a content creator's point of view. So for me, I don't think about losing mods, or I don't have a particular truck or like anything that I'm worried about losing if something changes. But that's because I play it in a different way, so to speak. I kind of play it in like, I try to think of ways like, oh, maybe, I have fun playing it this way, and I wonder if you all would have fun playing it this way too. So like, here's something I found, and to see if you like that too, or what's the version of how you might like to play it. Oh, it looks like we had some weather change come in. Microsoft weather. It does some. I guess that's going to make landing interesting. Hopefully that clears up as we get on down. We are going to have to start making a descent here soon, so I guess I might as well start pulling the throttle back. I got to start looking for this airport. It's about 13,000 feet underneath us here. Old Play says, yeah, I know what you mean. I made a lot of money now, so I do more role-playing stuff in ATS and not worried about the money part. Just lots of my mods are used in my role-playing. Yeah, I understand that too. I was checking out, there's a new billboard mod. I was checking that out today. I like that pretty well. There's a few mods that I like to use all the time, like I use Smarty's wheel mods. So if that mod didn't work, I see how you feel, you know what I mean? And look at the sun just going through the clouds and stuff there as we make our way down into the airport once we find it here. It's somewhere down there. Go ahead and pull the throttle back some more. And we're gonna start making descent and see if we can get eyes on this this airport here in a little bit. Hey, no worries, things happen. Autocorrect can be really funny to Tundra, so just let it happen sometimes to see what happens. I think everybody knows if we're all being nice or not. You know what I mean? And when it comes to things in the chat, I'll keep an eye on the chat. If anybody ever comes in and gets, weird or whatever, I'll make sure to get them out of the chat. I'll try to keep it to where we can have as much fun as we always can on all platforms that we're hanging out on. Okay, make a left. It's crazy trying to get down through these clouds and fog without much visibility, And we have to use my instruments to see where I'm going here so we don't run into the side of a mountain. And that's another thing, when you're a pilot, sometimes you can't see where you're going. I'm keeping an eye on all my instruments here, and we're going to have to get down through here. All right, everybody. This is this is gonna be pretty intense. I gotta get us down through here so we can get eyes on this airport and try not to get into the side of a mountain here. We're doing okay right now. Airspeed looks good. Take a look out y'all's window. This thing looks good on that side. Visibility is low. Visibility is really low. The Tundra says, well, I mean, not one bit of harm. Never have been taught respect and always keep everyone high on my book. Until proven otherwise. Hey, right on. At 5,000 feet, visibility is little to none right now. Man, and I am not a pilot. And they got me flying in some conditions I am not prepared for. Remember when I said it's Sim Famous Air? We get you there sometimes. This is where it gets a little tricky. $4,000 feet. I'm gonna make a turn here. Man, visibility is just really, really bad right now. We're cruising along right now. The airport is over to our right, but we're making sure we get down in between these mountains safe and sound right now at the moment, because visibility is just crazy right now. This fog and weather's moved in. And now where this airport is right in the middle of kind of like a valley as well. So we got to keep that in mind. But we had to get down here in altitude. You know. Assad bin Zahid has liked on Facebook. Thank you, Assad. Hope I'm saying your name correct. Visibility is pretty low. Hopefully I'll get us on the ground. We got to keep ourselves above these mountains here. Now, to our left is a valley here. Down in that valley is where the airport is. And then you can see this is why it was so tricky to get down in here, especially as a non-pilot trying to find this, you know. And we should be close to the airport. And once we get it in our sights, we'll figure out how to get down there on the ground, safe and sound, to the airport. But you talk about not much visibility. This is a challenge. This is challenging. Hey, just like this stream, you gotta love it, and not just the McDonald's way. I love how you tell us what other people say on the platforms. You know, I try to keep us all in touch that way. Makes it fun, you know? And it helps me kind of keep up with the conversation too. Tell you what, this is a challenge to try to find this airport here in such low visibility. I mean, I am looking hard here. I'm using the instruments. Clear there. It's just there's not much visibility, so it is so hard to see, but we're gonna try. If we have to abort this and go to another airport, we will. But we're gonna keep searching. Keep our eyes open. Okay, we got the sun over there. We should be just over top of the airport according to the GPS. Let me go to the outside, see if I can get eyes on anything. Let's pull up our VFR map. Okay, we seem to be right on course. We get some flaps down. Power up. Easy plane. To the inside. Could you imagine trying to do this in real life? This would be crazy. I mean, of course, I don't think a pilot would do it the way that I've been doing it. They would have better directions and whatnot. You know what I mean? But the ideal is there. But you got to get down, you got to fly in between these crazy mountains. And then with visibility like this, I mean, that's another tricky issue on its own. And we're going to make a turn towards the airport, what I think is the direction towards the airport, according to the our VFR here. I have to say the visibility is slightly less than terrible. Okay, we're at 3,000 feet, so the airport should be right below us to the left. I'm trying to get eyes on it. I think I got it down here. Okay, there we go. Looks like we finally got eyes on the airport. Right there it is below us. After all that searching, we finally found it. Okay. We'll go out here and make a turn and we'll get down there. Postway says, would love to join the convoy. Tachanda says, hey, I can't tell you, but maybe we can play sometime on a convoy. Oh yeah, you were talking to them. Sorry, I thought you were talking to me. But yeah, we can do that sometime. I think that would be a blast. I'm gonna go out here and get turned around and lined up for the airport. And I'm gonna try the first attempt to get us down on the runway. with visibility like this, it might take a couple times. Okay, more flaps. And then to the inside. Oh, let's see, more flaps. Okay. Attempt number 1. Trying to get eyes on the airport and get us down on the ground. Low visibility. What do we got? Where we at? I mean, they got no lights at this airport? Okay, I thought we got some rain. Easy. Okay, I think I got the runway in sight. Hold on, everybody. This may be a go-around, and this may be the real deal. We're gonna see if we can get it down. We got wind and we got rain. Easy, easy. All right, let's see if we can get down on the ground. All right, welcome back to the ground, everybody. We made it. Oh, that was crazy. Oh, there was just no visibility whatsoever. Let's get spun around here. I'll get parked up right over here. Just like that. Wow. That was an intense landing. I can't believe that we we actually made it. I mean, there was no visibility whatsoever. And I am definitely not a pilot. But this is going to be where I end the stream now. I had a blast with everybody. It was fun to spend a couple hours with you here. Thanks for hanging out with me again. Thanks for hanging out with Helen. I appreciate her giving us all the fun facts here about Alaska while we were flying around. That was fun. Josue, thanks for hanging out. Tatundra, thanks for hanging out. It was fantastic. I'll be back again tomorrow with some more streaming, of course. I don't know what I'll be doing. Probably some trucking, flying, maybe some other stuff. Lynn, thanks for hanging out too. Everybody else that stopped by and said hi. Everybody that liked. I really do appreciate that. Well, I guess this is where we're going to go. Oh, so he says, catch you on the next one, and always thank you for flying Sim Famous Air, where we get you there most of the time. I'm going to get that on a shirt. I mean, that's going to be a lot to put on a shirt, but maybe a bumper sticker. You know? We'll get some bumper stickers. All right, I'm going to find out where we turn this stuff off. There's so many buttons and things to do. I'll be back tomorrow with some more stuff. Everybody, I'm Sim Famous. We'll see y'all later. So he says, I'll buy that. We'll charge by the letter. Oh, we won't blow up anything. We'll try not to. Throw it on the fridge. Yeah, we'll start selling magnets. Well, thanks for being a fantastic community. We'll see y'all later. Me, Helen, the Wolf Woofs, we all say goodbye. And this is where we're going to get out of here. We'll see y'all later. Thanks for flying Sim Famous Air, where we get you there.